Welcome survivors to the ultimate all-in-one starter house, a cozy compact base that has everything you need to kickstart your adventure in ARK Survival Ascended. And the best part? No mods are required, just pure creativity and everything the vanilla game offers. Step inside and you'll find an integrated dinosaur pen to keep your first tame safe and sound from harm and danger, an outside vegetable patch to grow your own produce, a lounge to have important tribe meetings, a functional kitchen where you can cook up a storm, and upstairs a cozy bedroom and chill out zone to rest after surviving the wilds. If you find this video helpful or inspiring, don't forget to smash that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. It's completely free and helps me out a ton. Now without further ado, let's dive into today's building tutorial. Hello ladies and jelly spoons, and welcome to today's building tutorial with me, Lols at Lance. With so many new people joining ARK recently, I thought it'd be a great idea today to build a fabulous starter house and show you all how to build. I am not going to be using any mods to do the main build. We are going to do this completely vanilla, baby. If you find yourself enjoying this build and decide to use it, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my other awesome tutorials here on the channel. Okay, so today we find ourselves on the map of Astraeos. When building yourself a starter base, do ensure you're building in an easy zone. These will be marked on the map when you first spawn into the game. When you're looking for somewhere to build, usually by the water is fine, and make sure you have access to resources like rocks and trees. Okay everyone, so obviously this is a starter base, so we're going to be starting off with some thatch. And with the thatch, we're going to go across by a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then from here, we're going to go across by a total of 6. So we've already placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to go back the other way until we get to the same place we were. And then make the rectangle. So this is a 6 by 8 rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, next up we're going to be placing in some stairs. Now you can use the wooden stairs or the thatch stairs, it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to go up by 1, 2, 3 in total on the bottom right side here. Also, if it will let you, do place it in going into the floor as well. Then we can ascend up the stairs and start placing in our ceilings. Now it's up to you what you use here. You could either use thatch. If you're low on, you're low on wood, then use thatch here. If you have plenty of wood, etc., then use wood. If you use thatch, then you can always skin it with a custom cosmetic afterwards, so you can make it look like wood. So I'm going to place in 1 here, and then we're going to go across to the front. 1, 2, 3. So we've gone all the way back across, and now we're going to just simply go across, follow what we've done on the floor here basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now simply we're just going to fill this whole section in. So this is going to go 6 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back to the stairs and then fill this all in. That is looking pretty nice. Now we're going to be placing in some pillars. So we're going to come back down here and we're going to start placing in some pillars. Now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 there. And on this corner we're going to go 1, 2, 3 as well. And then we're going to come around the side. We're going to do it on this corner as well as the middle section. And then on the back side here, we're going to go to the corner again, put it in the corner. And then I guess we'll find the middle here. So let's place it in after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go up to the top. So down here, this is where our dinosaur pen is going to be, just so you guys know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place in 2 quarter walls at the bottom here. And then I'm going to grab my dinosaur gate and I'm going to place that in next to that, along with the door. Now continuing around this entire section, we're going to be placing in quarter walls. So let's go ahead and place these in now. Now, when you get to the stairs, which are just here, I'm going to go ahead and place in another pillar. So it goes all the way to the top where the stairs are at the top. There we go. Okay, I'm going to stop there with the quarter walls because I think at the front here, we're going to have like a little area for our produce, for all our vegetables, etc. So I think if we just put in some railings and we add in some quarter walls coming from the dinosaur gate and then spin around, go this way. So in total here we did 1, 2, 3, 4, then we did the turnaround and we're coming this way now. Now this is a little bit interesting here. I wonder if I should take it all the way or not. Let's see what it looks like if we do it all the way this way like this. Does that look silly with the pillar there? I'd rather the pillar be here, but obviously the stairs go up to it and it makes more sense for the support to be there. We could always add in another pillar here and then an additional pillar here as well. So this is how you get in and out of your garden area. I think that's going to work fine, actually. I think that's how we're going to do it. And that is a decent sized starter dinosaur pen. Now, obviously, it's still not very safe, so we're going to make it safer. The way we're going to do that is by using the wood scaffolding, as you can see here. Now, this is part of the Bob Tall Tales pack, I believe, which is a DLC. Still part of the base game, but it's also a DLC. Now, obviously, if you don't have that, then there's a different option you could probably do here. So you could either use normal railings. So you could either do it like this, where you use railings to completely keep this all safe. You could mix it up by spinning them up and down all the way to the top. Now, I've just realised at the top, actually, at the top, hang on a minute. Right at the top, we're going to be placing in some quarter walls going around the lining of the top, like this. So I think, actually, let's go ahead and just quickly do this now, and then we'll go back to that bit. That's me getting ahead of myself. Okay, there we go. That's all placed in. And as I was saying, you could either do this method, which honestly, it gives a really nice pattern. I've done that plenty of times before. Or you can go ahead and use this wooden scaffolding instead. And sort of mix it up like this. Place it in. And it kind of gives this also nice pattern. Now, I'm going to be using the scaffolding today. But do feel free to use the railing instead. And there we go, that scaffolding's all in. I just want to place in some around the inner section here as well. And then I've just realised here I've missed out the quarter walls on the top here. So let's just place that in. There we go. Okay, that is the dinosaur pen all complete. So apart from this section right here, because I'm a fool and completely missed it. There we go. Let's just shove it in and put in those quarter walls as well. Right, next up we're going to be moving on to the house. Now obviously you can use thatch again, but skin the build if you'd like, or you can use wood like I'm using. You are going to need the quarter wooden wool is the only thing. We are going to be using a lot of this, so just bear that in mind. So let's start out with the front here. We're going to place in a wall, a quarter wall, 2 quarter walls in fact, and another wall. And then we're going to go, and then I'm going to press Y on my Xbox controller to invert the wall. So it's now facing the other way round. And I'm going to grab my quarter wall again and place this at the top. Now right here is going to be a place to put in our window in a bit. And you'll probably see that technique be used quite a lot on this build. So we're going to do the same here. We're going to do quarter walls on the side. No, we're not. It's not exactly the same. We're doing it slightly different. We're going to do quarter walls on the side here. Then to here, facing the other way around. Then we're going to do 2 on the bottom. And then another on the left. Go up. Spin it round. There we go. We're basically making ourselves a spot for another window right here. Now, to the left of this, we're going to place in a wall, a door, and another wall. And then flip that wall, and let's place in 1, 2, 3, just like so. Now, on the left here, we're going to do the exact same thing we did over here. So I'm just going to do that same thing again right here. Lovely jubbly. Then we're going to turn around and do this side now. So this here is going to be a decking. So we're not going to place in a wall at the front here. But we are going to place in a wall here. So we're going to do a wall here, 2 quarters, another wall on this side, and this, and 2 quarters again. Just like we just did, guys. And then we're going to come out this way by 1 wall. And literally do the same thing again we did over there on this side. So let's do that now. There we go. And then on this side, we're going to simply just fill in this section with walls, more or less. So apart from a door that I'll probably put here. A wall here, just going all the way along. We might end up putting some windows in here. I'm not entirely sure if I want windows here. How many walls we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a hard decision because I don't know if I want too many windows. Sometimes the best way to build is just put in all your walls and then put in extra windows later if you're not sure. So we might end up doing that. But if you do want windows, you just do the same thing you did over there. And you basically replicate it here. For the purpose of this video, because this is a tutorial, I'll just quickly shove in the same window design over there to here. Okay, now I bet you're wondering why I haven't filled in the windows. Well, that is because we're going to be using not a custom cosmetic, we're going to be using the Frontier skin, which is part of the Bob Tall Tales. We're using a lot of the Bob Tall Tales today. So this is the Frontier Structure skin. This is something you get if you get the Bob Tall Tales DLC, which I do recommend if you can get it, because it's pretty awesome. It comes with a ton of stuff. And it is a DLC and not a mod, so you can use it on official. Of course, you can just get custom cosmetics as well. In here, I've got all my custom cosmetics. A lot of these are just free, like this Clingers one, completely free. So you can go ahead and use something like that instead if you'd like to get your windows from this. I don't actually have, I've just realised these ones are only for greenhouse. So I don't actually have any glass ones on me right now to show you this. But you can get them if you just type in glass on the mod menu, you'll find one. So what we're going to do is we're going to place in a normal wall in the middle here. And then we're going to switch over to the Frontier skin pack. So we don't want this one. You're going to switch over by pressing X on controller or E or R on keyboard. And you'll get to the window. There you go. So you're just going to play. And you can literally, look, if we wanted, we could go crazy. The whole house could be glass. But we're not doing that. We're going to place in these as walls and then change them to windows. Now, if you don't have the Frontier pack, do not worry, because you could either use greenhouse glass, which if you're just starting in the game, you're probably not going to have that for a little while. So what you could do instead is use your railings like this to make a nice little window. Look at this. You make a nice little window like that, which is something I used to do in the game all the time. Okay, there we go. Those windows are all placed in. I'm just looking at the front here, though, and I realised that I probably might add in an additional couple of windows here. And on this side, maybe a window deserves to be here somewhere, right? Probably on this section here. But we'll leave it for now. We'll probably leave that till the end. Okay, guys, now it's time to do the roof. Now, for the roof, I recommend obviously placing yourselves in a little stairway just so you can get up to work on this. This is what I would usually do in survival. I'd do this, make myself a little platform, and then I'd get to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our quarter ceilings, and we're going to go from the side here. We're going to go out by 1 in front of the build, and then I'm going to go all the way to the back. And then again, we're going to go out by 1. We're going to leave this section in the middle. So I recommend you coming back here, jumping onto that, and then coming onto this side. We're going to go this way now. So we're going to place it in 1 going out again, and then coming back. And then on this side, we're going to do the same. We're going to do 1 going out, and then come over to this side. We're going to do it here as well. We're going to go out by 1 here. Take it this way and go out by 1 here. If you have placed that all incorrectly, it should look something like this. Now let's go back to the front here and start putting in our little slope roof. So we've got a slope roof. This is a slope wall, a slope wooden wall. We're going to connect it to this section right here, and hopefully, oh, there it was. We'll get the right snap point. I'm going to spin it around, flip it over so it's on that side. And then we're going to go across with a quarter wall rather than a normal wall. We're going to go quarter wall here, and then do the same on this side. We're going to go up here, and then connect our sloped wall to that. We're going to do a wall in the middle. This is going to be a window. And then at the top, we need to connect another sloped wall like this. And this exact same thing we've just done here, you're going to do on this side and on this side as well. So let's go ahead and do this now. And once you've placed in all those bits, it should look something like this. Now, you're probably wondering why I added in these little extra bits that stick out. Well, I'll tell you why. I'm going to be using those to snap my thatch roof to. So we want to snap to this. So I'm using thatch roof, but feel free to use whatever material you'd like. So I'm going to snap to that. So it needs to come out like this. And we're going to go up and back down again. And once you place this in, guys, you're going to need to come back somehow and collect these pieces. Now, you could just leave them there if it's hard for you to get to them. But I would maybe make a little staircase up here and then just quickly grab them like this. There we go. So on this side, we're going to go all the way across. Right, I'm just stopped there because I'm going to show you how to do a corner piece here. Because we're going to need to spin around here. So I'm going to place in my thatch roof, 1 here. And we are at the back of the build, just so you know. I'm then going to take my thatch triangle roof. And we've got 2 options here. We've got the roof corner and the triangle roof. We want the roof corner. So I'm going to place in a roof corner like this. And then it's going to spin around like this. And then you can keep on going with your thatch roof. Look at that. And the same here, where you need to connect it to this roof, you just want to place in a roof corner. Okay, that's looking fabulous. This is now a functioning base. You can move in and do what you like. But of course, we are not finished here. because this is where I want to start doing detailing. Now, detailing will cost quite a lot of materials, as it always does, because I'm going to be using an absolute ton of pillars now to make this build a very pretty build. So we're going to be using pillars coming up the build here. Basically, anywhere that there's a join of wood, it's likely that we're going to be placing a pillar there. And this is why I didn't care so much about these little gaps that we had here, because I knew I was going to cover this up with pillars. So let's go ahead and do this now. Okay, there we go. You might just see me add... I just decided to add in the window. I kept on umming and ahhing about it, didn't I, earlier? And I just thought, screw it, I'm going to add it in. The only thing is I don't want to have thick pillars coming down this section here. And obviously I've got these gaps here I need to get rid of. So the way I'm going to get rid of them is by switching over to the skinny pillar, or the thin pillar. And we're just going to place it in on those gaps. Look at that. One there, one there, one there, one there. There we go. That's a very easy way to get rid of those gaps. And you think I'm done there? I'm not done there, guys. We're going to be using more pillars on the roof. So let's turn our attention back up to the roof, because we're going to be using a ton of pillars up here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line the roof with pillars coming around like this. I'm also going to go up another level and do this section here. And right at the top as well. Go all the way around, just like this. So let's go ahead and do that now. Fan-dabby-dozy, that's looking pretty decent. And now we're going to grab quarter ceilings. Believe it or not, we're going to do quarter ceilings now. And we're going to go around basically the entire build now with quarter ceilings. So we're going to come out from here. And we're going to go around the entire rim of the base. We're probably going to miss out this section here. We don't need it here. But we're going to go around the entire base. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, that's all placed in, going all the way around, which is looking great. Now, if you want to go the extra mile here, because what I'm going to be doing now basically is placing in railings going across the entire thing again, going all the way around. But what you could do additionally to this, if you were crazy and have the materials to do this at this point, is you could add in some pillars going all the way around as well, like this. So obviously, if this isn't something you can do right now, just skip this and you can do it in the future. Now, just like that, that is all complete. The only thing that I would do differently is, you know how this bit sticks out a little bit, which I actually really like. I want to keep that. The only thing is it's going to be hard to do another half going this way. Now, once Ragnarok is out, which is, I don't know, that's soon. That's like a couple of weeks away from this recording. You'll be able to place in, I believe they're going to bring half pillars into the game. So you'll be able to place in half pillars, which will be really, really fun. And you'll be able to do another little nub coming out here. So just bear that in mind. But now we're moving on to an optional bit, which is I'm going to replace all the pillars with the frontier skin. Now, this is currently on the window skin, as you can see. So let's switch this over to the standard frontier skin. So we're going to be using these lovely wooden beams instead, which I really, really like. They work so well on so many builds. We're going to be using these. They're going to look fantastic. So I'm going to go across the entire base, other than the roof here. We're not going to be placing it in on the roof. So not up here, just on the main build, and possibly as well the rim we've just placed in. I probably will change these, I think, as well as the pillars coming down this section as well. I'm going to go away and do all of that now, guys, and I'll see you in a second. And once you've added in all those frontier skins all over those pillars, it should look something like this. Now, let's pop underneath the house before we start to do the interior, because we're going to be doing the interior next. I'll show you what I'm thinking about doing in there. But first of all, let's sort out this little garden area. So you're probably, I imagine, at the point of the game where you don't have access to the greenhouse walls still, but if you do have access to greenhouse walls, you could just place them in right here where these railings are and enclose this area off so that you're able to get the greenhouse effect. But if you don't have the greenhouse effect, you can still just place down your crop pots and make sure they're irrigated with water so that you can plant your crops. So I'm just going to go in here and place in a few crop pots. You can place them on top of each other, so they are stackable, and you can access each inventory separately, as you can see. There we go, guys. Those are all placed in, looking great. Now you just got to make sure that they're irrigated with water. To do this, all you've got to do is simply place in a water tap into the water right here. And this water tap does show you a big dome of the area it's going to cover. And by the looks of it, it's not reaching the house, which is fine. Because what we can do is simply put down a water tank now. And this will connect to the dome, the invisible dome that we can't see anymore. That connects to that dome over there. And it makes it so that it's all connected. So as you can see, there's a blue line here showing that it's connected to the water tap. So if I just place this down, where should I place it? Let's think about this. Well, let's just place it out here for now. And now these should be irrigated. Let's have a look. As you can see, that is irrigated. 400 out of 400 water, that is irrigated. This is all irrigated. If you don't have a water source by you guys, this will still collect water. It collects it from the rain. So when it rains, this will collect water. So you might want a few of these if you're not by a proper water source. Okay, let's pop on inside the house now, because I think it's time to work on the interior. But before I just go inside, let's just quickly pop in some railings on the stairs here, because guys, safety first. Am I right? Why is my head so low down? Nope, still low down. There we go. Safety first, everyone. Safety first. Okay, let's pop on in here and see what we're gonna do with the interior. Now, I am very tempted to use some modded decorations in here, but I really want to stay true to my word with everything's gonna be basically vanilla. For now, let me show you how I would decorate this if I was just playing in normal survival mode. So, what do we need inside a house? Well, we're going to need a section for our forges and smithies, so a little blacksmithing zone, which I'll probably put over here. We want a little relaxation zone just for decoration, and we want a functioning kitchen, which I'm going to put over here. So, we're going to do that in a second, but first of all, let's turn our attention to the ceiling, because we're going to put in a second floor. So let's just shove in some ceilings here. There we go. So this is going to be our bedroom up here, maybe slash storage up there as well. And then we need a way to get up to this floor. So let's think about this. Let's put in a spiral staircase. So I'm going to place one in here and come around and then place another one in going up. We can pick this ceiling up and place in a ceiling here. There we go. So we've got a stairway going up to this now. I'm going to place in some pillars. There we go. Okay, so that ceiling's in. These stairs are in. But what we want to do as well is we want to break up the room a little bit. We don't want this to be completely open plan. So let me use my quarter walls here to break this room up. Now I want to place it in like this. 2 on that side. 2 on this side. Maybe a third there. I'm going to get my pillars and I'm going to use the wood thin pillar to place in up to the roof. Or the ceiling rather. And then I'm going to use railings. I'm going to put some railings in above this, going all the way up to the top on this side and on this side. And this bit's a bit dodgy up here because it's going to clip through the ceiling. So if it lets you clip, what I would do is flip it so it looks like this at the very top. You get a nice little pattern that comes through the railing there. Okay, because of the way the ceilings are, it's going to be hard to get the snap point. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and snap to the pillar, and that gives us our snap point. There we go. We've got a gap here we need to fill up. Now, if you're playing on the new update where, you know, you'll have the new pieces, there should be a half railing you can use. But because I'm not on the update yet, we're not quite there yet, I'm just going to place in a quarter wall going up here instead, along with a skinny pillar going along there. And there we go, we've got a little divider that's nice and open and airy that goes into our kitchen area. So for the kitchen area, I think I want to have our kitchen units around here. So I'm going to place in some storage boxes for this, starting in the corner, and we'll work our way across. So that is our kitchen counter there. We're going to put in a little island in the middle here using storage boxes as well. Okay, they're all placed in, but obviously we need a place for our fridge, etc. So we want to place in our, not our fridge, our preserving bin. So I think maybe a preserving bin somewhere over here might be nice. I might pick this one up as well. And then we can place in 2 in total. Over here, I'm thinking we can place in a cook pot. And then we want somewhere to cook our actual meat, don't we? So I'm thinking we could place it in this corner over here. Let's try it out over here and see what this looks like. So I don't mind that, but what I would like is to have like a little top for that section where we can put our food on. So I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to place in some quarter walls here instead. Now this will allow us to place in a quarter ceiling just above like this. And then we can place some pillars on this. And I might even destroy this so we've got a bit more room around here. In fact, I might bring this out. Let me change this. There we go. So this is our oven right here. This is our oven, essentially. A little cool little spot. Maybe we can use some stone. So let's use some stone here instead, actually. I'm changing my mic. Can you tell that I haven't planned this section of the tutorial? Kind of making it up as we go along. That's better. And we can probably fit in multiple fireplaces in here. That could work. There we go. So I thought that this kitchen island would work, but it doesn't. Because look, you can't place in a mortar and pestle on top of this, which is what I wanted the island for. So I'm oopsie daisy. So I'm sadly going to have to put in a table in here, which is fine. Maybe a table will work a lot better anyway. So let's place in a double table. And we can place in some mortar and pestles on top of this. There we go. So that's a very simple starter kitchen you can make in your vanilla worlds. There we go. So let's move on to a funner piece now. We're going to be doing a very simple non-modded lounge. So how do we do a non-modded lounge? Well, I'm going to use the bench because you won't have access to the sofa yet if you're using Bob Tool Tales. That opens up at level 30. So we're going to place in a bench over here. And a bench over here as well. I'm feeling around here. Now, they're just benches. They're nothing special, but we're going to make them special. We're going to grab a canvas. A painting canvas, guys. And I'm going to do a special technique. Which is place a canvas on the side, like this. Then we're going to come around the back. We're going to place one on the back. Place one on this side as well. And then place another here. And one in the middle. Now, I haven't done this perfect. It does take a bit of fiddling about to get this right. So I want one just about here. And just like that, you've got yourselves a couch. I mean, it looks good from the back. I have to say, it looks really good from the back and the side. It doesn't look as good from the front here, but it does the job. It makes it look like it's a couch, which I really like. So that's one way to do a couch in vanilla ARK with no mods or anything. Okay, we're going to place in some big storage back here, but I think actually, no, let's place in some bookshelves back here. I think that'll work better. Place a couple of bookshelves. Some mini storage going along the bottom here. Maybe a couple, maybe two right next to each other, just like this. Then in the middle, we can put a nice table. Maybe we'll do a double table in here as well. And let's place in a few little chairs for good measure. Very, very nice. That's a nice looking little area we've made. And now we're going to do this side. So over here, I'm thinking we just have a nice little forge area where we can craft some stuff up. So I'm thinking I'm going to do potentially a refining forge, or a couple of them, right here underneath the stairs. Have a couple of these bad boys. Oopsie daisy, that's too many. And then we'll do a smithing table as well, right there. There we go. Moving on to the upstairs, this is where I want to place in the bedroom. So let me do this area in super fast build mode. Okay guys, I put in a very, very basic bedroom here. Again, all vanilla, as I promised. So this is just a bed with some storage boxes either side of it. And then I put some canvas on the floor, which makes a mat. Then we've got some chairs there. You might have seen me struggle to work out where to put the fireplace. So I put the fireplace over here. And I'll probably do like a nice little seating area over here. Maybe a storage zone over here. I'll do some fun stuff in here. I'm not sure exactly what yet. I am tempted to do a few little modded sections, maybe, if you guys don't mind. But I just wanted to show you some techniques that you can use without mods. That's the purpose of this tutorial, is to show you what you can achieve without mods. You don't need mods to make it look pretty. You can put down your own special mat. You could paint this even. You could do your own type of bed, like this. There's little techniques that you can do to make your house look just as nice as those modded players. Now, one last thing that I want to mention before I go away and sort the rest of the house out is the plant pot. So there is something you can unlock called a plant pot, which is part of Bob's Tall Tales again, but it is the DLC. We're going to craft up a shovel with that as well, which again you'll have to unlock on your engrams. We're going to put this into our inventory. And then all we're going to do is go away, find a special little bush like this one, grab it, and that goes into our plant pot that we can now place. Look at this. We can place that. Just like this, we can place that down. So, a really fun decoration you could use inside the build as well, which I'll definitely be using somewhere. I'm not sure where, maybe here, maybe somewhere else. There's plenty of opportunities. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to go away and finesse the rest of the build and make it, you know, livable. I'm gonna decorate the entire build now. I may add in a few little custom cosmetics here and there, or just a few little modded sections, nothing too crazy. I really just wanted to show you how you could do it if you are using vanilla, but I know like the percentage of people these days, they use mods. I just wanted to have fun doing vanilla stuff for once, and I think I achieved that. So I'm going to go away and do all of that now. I'll probably finesse the outside, but do not worry guys, because I'm going to show you every single little detail that I add to this build at the end during the base tour. There's my cat. He's meowing now. So I'm going to go away, Milo. I'm going to go away and do all of that now, and I'll see you guys after the cinematic shots. Welcome back everyone, the base is all complete and I am ready to give you the base tour. As I rock up on my parasol here, let's go into the dinosaur pen. Now this dinosaur pen, considering it's only what, an 8x6? Not even that. It's not even an 8x6. The whole platform down here is an 8x6 foundation. But look how many dinosaurs we can fit in here. It's actually quite impressive. We can fit, look, a Therizinosaur can fit in here with plenty of room for his head. We've got loads of parasaurs, we've got some trikes. You can fit a fair amount in here, which makes it an ideal dino pen for your starter base, which I absolutely love. Obviously, maybe consider doing wood foundation if you can, rather than thatch, just to make it a bit more of a secure base from angry dinosaurs that might try and destroy it. But as long as you're building in a starter area, you should be okay. Most of the time. Sometimes an Alpha Raptor will come out of nowhere. And even in the starter areas, it's scary. I don't understand it. So just to show you the outside here, this is what it looks like. They're all nice and secure in there. They're not going anywhere. And they're more safe than they would be out in the open, let me tell you. Way more safe. And then, of course, down here, underneath the stairs, we can go through. And it takes us to our little vegetable patch. This is where we're growing all our vegetables, all our berries, whatever we need. Now, I've stayed true to what I said earlier. I haven't really used any mods for the main build. I've just used a little tiny few things, which I'll talk about now. So this is the JVH landscaping bench where you can craft up plants. You don't actually need this though, guys. Everyone always asks me, what is that mod you're using? If you don't have mods, you don't need this. You can just use the plant pot. Which do I have? I have the plant pot here. Look, I've got the plant pot. And you need a shovel. Forget all that fertilizer there. Where's my shovel at? I've got a shovel here somewhere. You just need a shovel and a plant pot. You shovel up a bush into the plant pot. And you can place it all over the roof like I've done up there. Or you could place it in the house, which I've done as well. In fact, I've got a plant up here. You'll see it in action right here. There you go. There's the plant pot. and you can swap it for a crock pot as well, or a plant pot. So if I was doing the roof with the plant pots, I would simply just place them in and then change them to the crock pots. This plant in particular, it's all over the map. You'll find this one, it's quite a flat bush, which works perfectly for a, a greenery on the roof. Let's see if we can quickly see one down here. I think there's one in here somewhere hiding. I think there's like a bush on top of a bush here, but I think that's the one. So how far did I have to go to find that? Not that far. You see, they spawn all over the world, those bushes. And as you can just see, Akano just tried to get to my dinosaurs. He couldn't do it. He's running away. He's scared. I don't know if you guys saw that. He literally just tried to get into my dinosaur pen. He can't. It's completely secure. Get away. Oh, he's coming back now. He's saying, what did you say? What did you say? You want some? You want some? I'll show you. Oh, dear. Okay, hang on a minute. There we go. And bang, and the dirt is gone. That's what you get, mate. Try and get in my dinosaur pen again? No. Well, I'm glad that you came along, Mr. Kano, just so I could prove that this is a completely secure dinosaur pen. Let's go on up the stairs now to the main house. So up here, this is just the decking that leads into the house. You can also go around the entire decking, as you can see. I've got a little seating area here. You can go around as well to the other area in front of the house, which is a nice little area. So you can sit out here, have a little picnic, enjoy the view of wherever you've built. In my case, this nice field in front of me. Now, I've shoved in these lights, guys, around the build. I would put in some wall torches if you're playing on official. I just didn't want to keep fueling them up with wood, so I've used those instead for convenience. So coming on inside, we're met to the right, we're met by our forges and our smithy for easy convenience, so we can quickly just go bam, craft up what we need, forge here. Very nice. To the left here is like a relaxation zone where we're chilling out with our dodos. Now, this is something I was showing you guys during the tutorial, how to make your own benches. Well, not your own benches, sorry, your own sofas. How to make your own sofas if you don't have access to the Bob Tall Tales DLC. They have, they've got the sofas, which are upstairs, we'll see in a bit. I did shove in a mat, so the only thing modded here is a mat on the floor. So nothing else modded here, just completely vanilla. And then if we look to the right, we've got this nice divider that takes us through to the kitchen here. So we've got nothing modded again other than this visual storage food on top of the oven. So I've stayed true to the vanilla ways, but I've always wanted to include a little something just to show you can jazz it up if you'd like to, if you're able to. Out here takes us to the balcony where we can just chill out and look at the view as I showed you earlier. So that's the downstairs. Quite a nice, it's a nice size. You can do quite a lot in here probably. There's a lot of room for storage if you just want a ton of storage in here. Put all your storage boxes around there if you'd like. There's a lot of room in this area as well that I haven't utilised. You guys will do a much better job of the interior than me, I'm sure. Now upstairs, this is where I decided to put my storage. I got a little storage section here with some barrels, some little storage boxes, and some beer barrels if I want to make myself some beer. Now coming on through here, we've got a divider made of just railings and pillars, very simple divider. And then we've got the bed here, just using the beds, and some storage boxes either side of that. Now, this mat here is Western decor if you want a fancy mat. I did show you during the tutorial how to do your own custom vanilla mats. So you don't have to place in, you don't have to use a mod at all for it. In fact, there are rugs in the game, but if you don't have aberration, then you won't have the engram unlocked. So you can use canvas on the floor, basically, is what I showed you during the tutorial. And it makes a nice mat, and you can even colour it as well. I've also got a picture up here. Again, this is from Western Decor mod, but you can just place your own canvas in and paint it. I don't know. In fact, I should have done that. I got lazy. What can I say? Now, through here is where we've got the Bob Tall Tales DLC sofa. You unlock this at level 30, so maybe you won't have it, ready for your first starter base. In which case, you can just use the sofa I made downstairs with the canvas and benches. Again, you can just place a normal canvas up there and paint it, and you've got a nice little fireplace here to keep you warm, along with some bookshelves. Very, very simple decor here, guys. I really didn't go over the top. You guys will do a much, much better job than me. But I really wanted to show you guys at home, if you're just starting out on ARK, what is possible using most of the vanilla stuff. And if you wanted to extend out into mods, what you could use for the decor instead, which is Western decor, is honestly the best decor mod in my opinion. The T-Rex can't get through. He can't get through, but he can get to me. But he's destroying my base, so I'm going to get rid of him. Yeah, as you might have noticed, I didn't build in a starter area for a starter house. I built here just because, you know, it was a nice area. So guys, if you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to smash the like button. Comment down below what you want to see me build next, and why not subscribe. It's completely free and helps me out a ton. Also, do check out my channel for other build tutorials. And until next time, survivors, love you guys to death, and I'll see you in the next video.